Oh, hey everybody, Tekking here. So in this video, we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super. I had a little bit of an epiphany last night, kind of a moment of sudden realization, looking at the bigger picture of what's going on right now in the series. But of course, since I am talking about Dragon Ball, I have to wear a shirt that depicts one of the greatest anime characters of all time, bar none. Oh yeah. You are goddamn right. What? You thought it was Goku? You thought it was Goku. Goku, no way. I dare you to go in the comments section below and tell me all the different ways that Goku could possibly defeat Natsu. You're not gonna come up with a single one, though, because Natsu is truly amazing. Please don't go into explicit detail about Goku completely incinerating Natsu and blood everywhere. I don't want to hear anything like that, because it is totally not what would happen. Alright, but seriously, I want to talk about Legendary Super Saiyan, because there's been a lot of fucking Legendary Super Saiyan hype up around the freaking YouTube blocks, especially since in the new opening we got the revelation that the Legendary Super Saiyan is going to be incorporated into the actual canon of the story, whereas previously it only existed in the form of this giant beefcake looking dude in the movies. And before we continue, I've only seen one of the Broly movies, alright? I mean, I guess I could have watched the other two to prep for this video, but fuck that, I am not subjecting myself to that torture. Alright, so if I screw something up with the deep philosophical, the mythology behind Broly, the Legendary Super Saiyan, please correct me, but I'm not a freaking expert here, okay? Well, yeah, there's been a lot of discussions, especially since in the last episode of Dragon Ball Super, we got Khalifa, who we thought was going to be the Legendary Super Saiyan, but then we also have this girl in the title who is clearly not Khalifa, so which one's the Legendary Super Saiyan? And then I guess some information was leaked rather recently to hint that they're both Legendary Super Saiyans, and this got me thinking about the bigger picture, and I started to think, like, okay, Legendary Super Saiyan. Disregard who it is for the moment, and let's actually talk about, is it going to be a big deal? Is it even going to fucking matter? Now, don't get me wrong, it looks badass, but you also have to put this into context. The first time we found out about the Legendary Super Saiyan, when we first saw it, the highest level of Super Saiyan that was used at that moment in that movie was just the full-powered Super Saiyan state, the original Super Saiyan state that Goku and Gohan had trained with, and they could maintain their form. That was the height there. I don't even think Super Saiyan 2 was even revealed yet. I mean, it was probably revealed in the manga, but it wasn't actually used in that movie. Now, I'm assuming that at some point in the next two Broly movies, because I know Gohan is in one of them, I know that probably Super Saiyan 2 is used against Broly, but I don't know to what effect. But that's beside the point. The main focus here is a lot of shit has happened since Broly's, super freaking beatdown on all the Z fighters back in the 8th movie. The moment where he's just a freaking train, just wrecking through all of them, like Piccolo, Vegeta, Goku, Gohan, can't stand up, Trunks, can't stand up to this guy, can't do a single damn thing against him, and it was like really intimidating, like holy shit, this guy is stronger than any other character in the story up to this point. Okay, how does that stack up against Super Saiyan God? How does that work? How does it stack up against Super Saiyan Blue? Hell, I would just like to see how it stacks up against Super Saiyan 3. Let's build this up from the ground up here. I'm assuming that Super Saiyan 2 was used on Broly at some point, but yeah, at the moment, it seemed really intimidating when we first saw that. I remember watching that when I was a kid and just freaking out, like, oh man, Broly. Everyone was talking about freaking Broly. All my friends that were into Dragon Ball Z, like, he's the strongest, he's the absolute strongest. And yet, the way he lost in the first movie, if I'm recalling correctly, I think it had something more to do with, like, Broly's, he's unhinged psychologically from his past with Goku crying in the freaking crib next to him, and that kind of unhinged him to the point, and then everyone put their energy into Goku's fist, and he punched him, and then he, like, cracked and broke, and then he exploded. If I'm remembering this correctly, that sounds really stupid, but considering where we've left with Broly, that might be completely legitimate. So what makes a good Super Saiyan transformation? Really, what are the different aspects of it? Because there's more to it than just, I'm a big muscular guy that's really strong, okay? And hell, during the Cell Saga, we learned from Goku himself that muscles aren't a good thing. Having just the big, bulky muscles, like when Trunks goes into the Ultra Super Saiyan form, or whatever you want to call that, the power-weighted form, whatever that was called, the muscles weigh you down. So in that sense, it's kind of best to have more of a compressed ability, as with Super Saiyan 2. And then later on, we get to Super Saiyan 3, and the major drawback there was the mammoth-size ki consumption that thing zaps out of you. Right? So there's more to it than just like, I'm a big muscular guy and I could shoot energy blasts. There should be more there. Finally, we get to the Super Saiyan God form, notably Super Saiyan God Blue, which the prime attraction of that form is ki control. Now, it still takes your ki away from you, but you're able to control it way better than you were in the initial Super Saiyan transformations, even better than in the original God form. And I still don't know how that works, because you'd figure that your base God form would still be the best in terms of ki control, and then amping it up to Super Saiyan Blue, which is like the Super Saiyan version of Super Saiyan God, you think that would be a bigger drain on you, but whatever, that's what we're going with. That's already been established, that Super Saiyan God Blue is better in terms of ki control, so I'll just rock it like that. So, bottom line is, how could the legendary Super Saiyan form used by either this young lady or either both of them, how could that be intimidating to the point where it can actually not just be on the level of Super Saiyan God Blue, but actually live up to the name of legendary, actually keep that original fear that we had in the 8th movie, where Broly could just run through the freaking team like a freaking tank, and just nothing could touch him, okay? Well, they might have to add some stuff here. They're gonna have to add some stuff here, because Legendary Super Saiyan was never really explained of what the power is, other than the fact that it's legendary and only one in a few thousand Saiyans have it. And Broly had he was a baby with a power level of 10,000. We don't really get an explanation on what the power is, or how does it actually work in terms of ki consumption or anything like that. Like, can you just stay in this form indefinitely? What if Broly was not this unhinged freaking maniac? What if he was a more rational human being, or a rational Saiyan being, I guess I should say? Or is it just inherently becoming a legendary Super Saiyan does already just unhinge you mentally? Like, you can't maintain that form and also maintain your sanity, or it takes your sanity away from you. That's something to discuss. Yeah, so there has to be some explanations here about ki consumption, how long you can stay in the form. I would like to find out a decent reason why they could use this form, or how they at least learn to achieve this form, or at least some past with this form, because with Broly it was just like he was born with this power, and let me be honest with you, I hate that kind of trope. I hate that, you were born to be the chosen one. You were born with this great power. I hate that trope, because it's basically like the author's, lazy excuse of why this character is so much stronger than other characters. I couldn't come up with a good reason why this character is so much stronger than Goku and Vegeta and Trunks, so I'm just gonna write it in, there's this prophecy, there's this legend, this baby was just born inherently badass. I really hate it, so I really hope that's not the route that they take it. I hope they change it around to actually explain maybe a little bit of how they achieve this power. But right now, I gotta tell you, I really don't care who's gonna have this power. We know there's gonna be a legendary Super Saiyan appearing. I don't care if it's Khalifa. I don't care if it's that other chick. I don't care if it's both from Universe 6, one from Universe 11, Universe 4, I've been hearing shit. I just don't care about who it is. I care about the actual power, the actual transformation. How is it going to stack up? And I really just hope to freaking Zeno that it doesn't resort to just this meek, shy little girl. She goes legendary Super Saiyan and then just proceeds to just do the same thing Broly did. This crazy freaking meathead transformation. She doesn't have any thought. She doesn't have any sanity. She's just like, I'm gonna pop you like a balloon, and then just charges at freaking Vegeta and Goku and just knocks them both down, and they get and they lose their powers, they're really strong. I don't do that. Please don't do that. Please have it be at least a power-up that has a little bit of backstory first before you just jump into wrecking everybody's day, and also explain what makes the legendary form either on equal footing or greater than the God form. Just give me that, please. Give me something, a little bit more explanation. This is a golden opportunity you don't usually get. Adapting something from the movies, because when it's in the movies and when it's non-canon, I can give it a little bit of an excuse, a little bit. Broly, not so much, because you had 3 goddamn movies with him. You had 3 movies, okay? The first movie he's in, there's not a lot of explanation, not a lot of, where this power comes from. Like I said, it's kind of just written in just to be written in. Why this baby just has incredible powers. It's just because of prophecy. Okay, it's a movie, it's an hour and a half. You don't have a lot of time to really explain it. In fact, I do think that the Broly Legendary Super Saiyan movie was the longest Dragon Ball Z movie before Battle of Gods, though. I think that is the case. But either so, it's understandable. You had 2 movies. You had 2 movies afterwards, and I haven't seen them. I've only seen them on, the recaps that Team 4-Star has done, and I've seen other people review them, but they are horrible. Rather, they don't actually explain anything about Broly's character. Apparently, from what I know about Broly's Second Coming, he's just kind of written in as the antagonist and barely speaks the entire time. And so, backstory? Why are you here? Why are you doing this? You can explain your power a little bit. I don't think that's explained at all. And then Bio Broly has an equal problem, where really it's just like he's written in because the fans love him rather than actually doing anything with him concretely. So I have a hard time forgiving that, in that situation, because you had 3 movies, you could really do something with this character and you just fucking drop the ball. But this is a second chance, okay? This is after 20 almost years of planning and coming up with ideas that you could maybe do something with the Legendary Super Saiyan. So don't resort just to your same old freaking tricks. Don't just this turn into Broly with tits. All right, have it at least be a little bit something more interesting. At least give me some character development for these 2 characters before they go Legendary Super Saiyan, because Broly really had none of that. Broly was just like this meek little guy, just like your hair smells like lavender, and then boom, I'm gonna kill you all. And that was it. That was all it was. All right, so talk about the power, not about the characters, and hopefully, we can get something actually badass here. We can get a mythology and a lore behind the Super Saiyan, behind the Legendary Super Saiyan, that is actually interesting to watch, interesting to learn about, rather than just, bulk and power and that's all it is and whatever. It's badass. Who cares? Alright, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. This will be Tekking101 signing out. Later, guys. Broly. Why are you so